student athletes or athletes in general who play football, soccer, hockey are more vulnerable to head traumatic injuries and to things that multiple head traumatic injuries and the things that aren't good for them, like CTE, mood swings, random mood swings, and dementia. Now, CTE is really based on football, and it was a and Dr. Ben and the one who discovered it is Dr. Ben Amalu. He discovered it in 2002, well, in the States. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he was looking at a Pittsburgh Steelers brain and found out that concussions and dementia are caused by football. Well, not really, but concussions and dementia are linked to football. Now, CTE is really getting talked about nowadays, and he really inspired a whole generation of concussion protocols and new protocols to be installed and new rules, and for that to happen. Concussion protocol is really faulty because, as you see, football players like Tua Tagovailoa have failed concussion protocol twice and have been ruled to not need to play football ever again, or something bad was going to happen to him, and he still plays football to this day. He played last Sunday, and thank God nothing happened to him, but he's failed it 2 times and probably shouldn't play football ever again. Now, other players such as Antonio Brown and Demaryius Thomas and Richard Sherman, especially over their careers and how they have all had 10 plus year careers, you've seen how they've acted out of football, and you've seen how much of a difference maker CTE is versus somebody who doesn't have CTE, and how much it affects their brain and their short-term and long-term memory, and how they just go on reflexes. Now, mood swings are different. They cause you to lash out at the people you love, and they'll just be random. And they can also cause you to be sad out of nowhere, and you can get depression sometimes and be depressed for days on end or months on end. And those mood swings, and while you're depressed for all those months on end, people may check on you, they may not check on you, and if they don't check on you, then you're probably doing something else that affects them, which is probably being angry, which is also caused by the mood swings that you already have because the multiple concussions that you have. And mood swings for concussions, you have to have around 3 or 4 concussions to have those multiple mood swings out of nowhere. Now, athletes may not show that they have those mood swings sometimes, but some do. Like Richard Sherman this past summer when he was knocking on his ex-wife's door and his dad's door, trying to bust in their house and talk to them. Now, other mood swings happen, like Demaryius Thomas when he took his life this summer out of nowhere. Everybody thought he was all right, and he was happy and go-lucky and everything like that. But he really wasn't, and he was in a state of need, in a state of help, but didn't ask nobody for it. Now, my final and last point will be how dementia is caused by all those things and how they lead back to CTE and mood swings. Dementia is the last stage of concussions, and it's the last stage, and it's kind of the final stage, the final stage of multiple concussions. Even though it was found first in 1999 by a Harvard physician, and he found out that dementia and concussions are related because he was doing research on a football player's dead brain, and he found out that dementia is not as good is not as well advertised as people might think it is. It affects the short-term and long-term memory, and it affects how people think, and it affects basically everything that you really do, and you wake up one day not knowing anything that you did the previous day. Now, with all those 3 points, which is CTE, is dementia, and mood swings, and crazy stuff, mood swings and dementia, that's all the things multiple concussions can lead up to. Now, next time when you see yourself having a random brain, like when your brain starts to hurt in the middle of the game or something, you should probably tell your athletic trainer that your head hurts and you should go out the game.